Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Jason Hunt here, inviting you to join us every Saturday morning for news, the week's headlines in science fiction, fantasy, horror, comic books, video games, plus Comic-Con updates and the weather, and the occasional interview along the way. We call it Good Morning Multiverse. We hope you join us every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, right here on Sci-Fi for Me TV.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Come get some.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Dexter.
How's it going? Glad to be on again.
How you doing, John?
Good. Just got 9 days left of Alpha Dogs issue 3. Actually, 1 through 3. You can get the 1 and 2 if you missed out on them.
Yeah, so it's always good to have the catch-up tier on these things. I'm still waiting for somebody to put their logo on printable catch-up packages and include those in the catch-up tiers.
There you go.
They do exist. I've looked them up. You can actually do that kind of thing.
Oh, that's funny.
But I'm not going to. So this is 9 days out. This is typically the time when people are going to come out of that plateau, because you spike at the beginning and then it's like, I'm going to wait till the end, and then we're in that last week. So I would say in about 2 days you're going to start seeing action happen on this again.
Yeah, I think so too.
Factors right now.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. It's been going pretty good, as most people will attest. Kickstarter's been a little not as profitable as of late, but still it's doing pretty good. I'm over my limit now, and I'm only a little over $300 now from the first stretch goal, which is higher quality pages. Hey, how's it going, Pops?
We are simulcasting with Pops.
Cool.
And on Twitch. So we're in 3 places right now. In fact, we've even got a Gamer Girl Winter out here is asking us to go out and follow somebody. Do so at your own discretion. I mean, if you're a Twitch person, we're still feeling our way around there.
I have not on Twitch yet.
It's mostly for gamers, I think. And since
I think so too. It's a lot of my realm.
Yeah, but it's an outlet, so I take it. We'll see what comes of it.
Absolutely.
I can't believe you're on issue 3 already. It seems like just like 6 months ago you were on issue 1. You're cranking these things out.
Well, sort of. It was a little over. Issue 2 came out back in March. Actually, it's just going. Time goes by fast as you get older. But
yeah.
I was last time I was on you with Dime Detective, which there was only 2-week gap before that, and this started. So it's been quite hectic getting the word out right now for Alpha Dogs, but it's slowly building momentum. Like I said, I'm getting close to that time where it starts catching up. The people that are watching start backing, but it's been going okay.
Yeah, now, Alpha Dogs is it's a very serious story about extra powered dogs. I mean, if people have just come out of the theaters or off HBO Max and have watched the League of Super Pets,
this ain't like that. No, it's a very serious tone. It's got a lot of themes that are much more in dire consequences of neglect of your animal or kid, as it were. It's really about a story about this owner who has this dog this old dog now named Cyrus, and this young dog named Buck, who's the main character of the story. She's kind of brushed the old dog aside and with the younger dog, but now as years have passed, she is with this new guy and has brushed off her dog Buck, and the pain that it causes him. And it's kind of cautionary tale when parents get a new boyfriend. If they're single, get a new boyfriend or girlfriend, and kind of how they push their own kids aside. And that's really kind of what Alpha Dogs is about. The only difference is instead of most just tension between parent and kid, this has got mercenaries and evil scientists that's creating his own dogs with incredible powers. So it's much higher stakes, as it were. But Alpha Dogs is about these 2 dogs named Cyrus and Buck that both have the ability to heal from most any wound, strength, and a heightened intelligence where they can understand human speak. And they've been on the run with their owner for all of Buck's life, the younger pit bull, because there's a group of mercenaries named BlackRock that want to get the hands on the dogs to manipulate them for their own needs, because these dogs are incredibly gifted animals. So after years,
mercenaries of BlackRock?
Yeah, BlackRock's the name of the mercenary group, which at issue 2 you find out because the mercenaries are home is this island out in the middle, off maps in the middle of the ocean, which essentially is a black rock.
I was going to say I find it curious because we kind of sort of have a mercenary company called BlackRock. It's
yeah, I don't think they're called BlackRock. I think they're called Black something else. BlackRock is a I believe isn't BlackRock like their financial group, but yeah, I think they're Black something. I don't know if they're BlackRock, but it's possible. But so after years on the run with Ina, the dog's owner, and the two dogs, they finally settled down to this farmhouse out in South Carolina where everything seems to be going well and finally at peace until Ina brings home her new boyfriend, who she divulges the dog's secrets to, which she's never done, but she's lived incredibly lonely life, and she's easily manipulated by this guy. And little does she know, he knows of the dog's abilities, and once in possession of the dog's blood, he can create his own dogs with these incredible powers. So it becomes this kind of domino effect as the story goes along, and he's able to, in issue 2, inject his dog with the formula that becomes this big hulking dog who is one of our antagonists throughout the series.
All right, I'm going to bring the Kickstarter up here so we can take a look at this. And there we are right there. Nice little Gone with the Wind.
It's actually an Empire Strikes Back homage. When you scroll down and see the different covers, that's the main cover. And Wolverine.
I love that.
Yeah. Wolverine's my all-time favorite superhero, so I decided to do homage cover to Hulk 181.
Yeah, that's excellent. I see that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie, so I wanted to do a homage to the Empire Strikes Back movie poster.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with how it came out. The artists are incredible. The same artists from issue 1 and 2 are back, and they do a top-notch job.
Now you've got the 3 dogs that we've talked about that are been modified on this cover. You got other dogs in the background here. Are they?
Yep, they're introduced in issue 3.
Okay, I was just I couldn't remember if the dogs that have been enhanced can understand human speech, but can they understand other dogs? I mean,
yes, they can talk.
A dog world.
Yeah, they can talk amongst each other if they are enhanced dogs. Obviously, they can't talk to a normal dog because it's intelligent enough. They once they're injected with the serum, they have a higher intelligence, which is just a device so I can have them interact.
That would have to be maddening. I mean, can you imagine if you were of human intelligence and everyone else in the world was a moron?
Well, once you get on social media, sometimes it seems like that.
There you go. Yeah, okay. That's what the dogs need to do is get on.
I made the mistake of saying that I did not like the Black Adam movie. Oh my gosh, I was deluged with people with, oh my God, how can you say that? Are you stupid? It's like
you just type another tweet in and say you loved it and you'll get the other deluge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a movie. I can't understand why there's so many people love it, so many people hate it. I haven't seen it. I've seen the after credits scene already, and that's the only reason I want to go see it.
It was a smart idea on their part because it got a lot more interest in it by having.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, why wasn't it Captain Marvel stepping out of that smoke?
Yeah,
that's his arch enemy.
But Superman is so much more popular than Henry Cavill hasn't. They did a good job of keeping it under wraps because everybody was disappointed because he never came out the San Diego Comic-Con. So they've been saving this. It's a pretty good idea.
So yeah, it does kind of lead people to think that, hey, we're going to see more of the DC extended universe. It's not over the way we thought it was, which is okay. I'm happy. I'll see more movies, I guess.
And here's the trailers for issue 1 and 2 for people that aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, it's Captain America dogs, guys, and
to a certain extent, yeah, it's
to
more.
A certain extent.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Incredible Journey meets Y the Last Man meets Lost to a certain extent. It's about these dogs that mostly about Buck, the main character of this pit bull that's the humans fear him because he's a pit bull and he's this big hulking dog, but he's actually got a great heart. It's kind of written after kind of like Casper the Friendly Ghost and Frankenstein, where, you know, looks have people scared and people worried, but actually they're actually got a good heart. And I guess Frankenstein did until he, you know, killed the little girl in the water accidentally.
Yeah, he did that in the book, not in the movie, if I recall correctly.
He did it in the movie, but they cut it out originally, and then they brought it back many years later. So that is actually in the movie, but it was cut out because it was so disturbing. And then years later, I think it wasn't until like the 90s that they put that back in.
I think my version that I got last year when I got the set, I think that's still the original version.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, because it was way too traumatic originally. I was a big film buff for many, many years.
Oh, it kind of takes away your empathy or your sympathy for the creature.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also you were comparing it to, you know, bits of this and bits of that. There's a little bit of a Up in there as well. You know, that they're wanting to create this race of dogs that will be their soldiers, do their mercenary work, and that's of course what the bad guy in Up had done. He had it's definitely similar to that. This the Salem, the antagonist of the story, he has this revenge mission that we don't know of yet. Why he wants to create these dogs with powers to carry out this plot of his, and kind of everything comes to a head in issue 3. The mercenaries at the end of issue 2 kind of hone in on Enid's position after chasing her around the world for all these years, and everything kind of starts coming to a head in issue 3. So issue 1 is kind of an introduction to everybody, and issue 2 is a setup to issue 3. So if you like issue 1 and 2, you're going to really enjoy issue 3. And if you haven't seen issue 1 and 2, get them here. We'll go over these tiers in just a second. Mike Walters in the chat, dropping in to like, share, and say hi. Do appreciate that. Share this out so that we can get more people in to see what it is that John's working on here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've yet to hear anybody be disappointed with the comics. Everybody that's read them have really enjoyed them. I'm seeing with issue 3, I'm having over 50% of people come back. Usually the average on a Kickstarter is about 35%. And I have over 50% of people have come back for issue 3. The same with issue 2. So it's exciting that people are responding to it, and it's in a few comic book stores, and it's done pretty good for me being a no-name creator.
Well, you got 3 issues out now, so you're no longer a no name.
It feels like it.
You're in the AAA leagues, maybe. But,
there you go.
But ideally, you know, we don't want you to have 50% of the people come back. We want you to have like 150%.
Oh, that would be definitely great. That's the goal. It's just we've got a lot of Kickstarters out there, and trying to weed your way to say, hey, come look at me. Yeah.
I mean, have they been kind of incrementally going up, or are they just kind of plateauing, staying flat?
It's kind of goes up and down. The third one, I'm trending a little bit better than the other 2. But they're doing some of the smaller tiers right now, which it could jump up at any day. But I'm trending a little bit higher than issue 1 and 2.
Well, you know, having a third issue out, it's an indicator that you're here, you're continuing, you're going to finish things up here. So, you know, a lot of people who maybe didn't get in on number 1, now they say, oh, he's got number 3. Okay, well, now's a good time to go back and pick this up and get all those issues.
Yeah.
It starts with the PDF of number 3 here, which I'll try to scroll alongside so I can see them together.
Yeah.
Because there's no price on this one.
There's no price on it.
$5.
All of them should have a price on it.
What's that?
I said all of them should have a price on it.
Yeah. Well, never mind. I'm blind.
It's the dog. It's the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It was. I saw these holes here, and I just saw a hole there. I'm like, oh, that's that. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
The creator did a pretty. Creator of the Kickstarter images did a really great job with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So $5, you get the number 3 in digital format. Great price for a PDF. I'm assuming this is 22 pages, 24 pages.
That's 24 pages. 24
Okay.
pages of content too. There's no my kid drew the back page thing. It's all 24 pages of content.
And then you can get the physical version of that for only $10. That's where your money problem is, John. You're selling these too cheap.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm trying to get people in the door, and it is definitely a little cheaper than what a lot of people do. But I try to get people in the door to get going, and hopefully they continue on and maybe get a little bit more buyers.
All right. Well, for that $10, you get the digital copy like you would before. Plus, this is when you start getting all those unlocked stretch goals because you bought a physical item now. So mail's going to come to you. Might as well throw more things in the envelope.
Exactly.
That's what I do. For the same price, you can get Alpha Dogs on a blank cover, which means you can take it to a convention and have somebody draw the Alpha Dogs on it, whoever you want to do your cover.
Yeah, you break out your Crayolas and do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would.
No.
And here's where we say we can do that catch up. If you want to catch up and you're still not sure if you want physical, for $12 you get issues 1, 2, and 3 all in digital PDF format. So I'm guessing that's an emailed attachment delivery.
Yeah, it's an email attachment. I try to condense the price to make it a little bit cheaper for people who missed it. So it's a really good price point for 3 issues on PDF, only $12.
Excellent. Now you have some. We saw the multiple covers up above. Not many, just a couple. Extra covers.
I've got 3 covers in all.
So we're not overwhelming you with variant covers, Eric, and thank you for popping in. Appreciate you being here.
How's it going?
This is cover B, which is the Wolverine Hulk cover, which I believe was Hulk 184.
181.
181.
Yeah.
I owned it once.
Did you really? Oh my gosh.
And 180 and 182. They were part of a run.
Nice.
Breaks my heart.
I bet.
But for $12, you're getting that gorgeous homage cover, plus the digital, plus the stretch goals that we'll see. And then if you're a Star Wars fan, you can get the $14 painted cover here. Now, who painted that cover?
The same artist to work for Stone Tower Studio, Enrique. I'm gonna kill his last name. He's the one that did it. It's Stone Tower Studios doing all the same work as they did for issue 1 and 2. They did it. He does an awesome old school look to it. It was better than I could.
Did you do Star Wars covers for the first 2?
No, I didn't. No, I only did issue 1. It had a variant cover, but it was just different color for the issue 1, and then issue 2 just had 1 variant.
Okay. I was gonna say it'd be kind of cool if you had the whole trilogy of Star Wars homage.
I think with issue 4, I might go back and do Star Wars, the original. Plus, it is episode 4, so I guess it would line up to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah, it would. Hadn't even thought of that. $14 for that extra special cover, plus the PDF.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the comics are really cheap. A lot of people's variants they're asking $20 for. Sometimes I've seen 25 for 24 pages. So I've kept the price as low as I possibly could.
Now you can get issues 1 and 2 in physical for $20, but why not jump down further here? And I know it's going to come. You're going to be able to get all 3 of them in a bundle here. So
yeah.
You might want to check it out. I almost thought that was this, but that's not. That is all covers of number 3, which is the main cover, the Hulk cover, and the Star Wars cover, plus the PDF, plus all the stretch goals. So, that's all there. Hey, Takame, how you doing? Glad to see you out there. Always good to see more people in the chat sharing, and awesome. Hopefully share to people who might back this.
Yeah, it would be a huge help to me.
If you know a dog lover out there, especially a pit bull dog lover, who's the guy who did the book? I interviewed him like 3-4 years ago too. He's a pit bull defender. He's written. He didn't do A Dog's Life, but he did something like one of his books was turned into a movie.
Oh wow!
And I can't remember his name now. Eric is asking, is the blank cover a sketch type cover?
Yes, precisely. It's the same covers that Trish Forstner will be doing her sketch covers on if you want to back that tier. But yeah, it's the same cover.
It's got that texture to it that you can draw on. It's not slick.
Exactly.
Like another cover. This is a cool tier right here. You've got the Alpha Dogs Tumblr cover. So
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. My wife actually puts it together herself. She's really good on the designing those, and she did that herself for the issue 2, and I'm doing it again. So yeah, they're pretty cool. People have really enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's a unique thing to have. Most people are doing like stickers and magnets and stuff. Tumblr is something you're going to use and you're going to carry around. You're going to show off your your brand. And I like that you got the logo incorporated into this, because otherwise people are like, oh, it's a cute dog, but what's Alpha Dog? That's something you can Google.
Exactly.
And then you can find the project and find more. This is traditionally what we call the retailer tier, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's a really good deal too, because for only $55 you can mix and match, and if you were to do it all separately, it'd be like $64. So you're saving $9 by doing it like this.
Yeah. So if you are a retailer, you want to put this on your shelf, this is the way to do it. Basically getting the books for $10 a piece, plus your PDF, plus your stretch goals. So price, put them on your shelf and upcharge them for people who don't get on Kickstarter. Say, hey, it's the only place you can get it. It's the only price you can pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dog in the comic.
Yeah.
This is the best drawn in tier I've seen in a comic.
Yeah. So on the back inside cover, you can send me a picture of your dog, color photo, and we put it in the back inside cover. So it's pretty cool. I've sold like 5 or 6 of them so far. And there's I can go up to 10 with it being, because obviously the smaller the picture. So right now, as it stands, they're pretty decent sized pictures.
So you get your dog in the picture. You'll get a copy of cover A. You'll get the PDF.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like Steve Martin in his Christmas wish, and the thing about the kids and all the children in the world to hold hands in peace and harmony. The mega pack. Now this is catch up on steroids here.
There you go. Yeah, it's got all the variant covers, and it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you've got 1, you've got both copies of number 2, you got all 3 copies of number 3, all 3 PDFs.
Yeah.
I keep seeing, I know this is representing the PDF to read on your device, but I keep thinking, man, that's a cool looking phone cover.
It is. It is pretty sweet, actually. I should do that.
Why isn't that a phone cover? Yeah. Now you mentioned this earlier. Trish Forstner is drawing. She's done the Stray Dogs book.
Yeah, multi-winner, multi-huge selling Stray Dogs, the biggest indie comic of last year. She's agreed to do sketch covers. She did 3 of them for the last issue 2, and there's one of them that she did. She did such a great job that I asked her if she wouldn't mind doing it again for this campaign, and she agreed. So it's pretty cool, pretty big get on my part to get somebody of her prestige.
Oh yeah, are those limited in number?
Yeah, 10.
Okay, so for $140, get yourself a Trish Forstner sketch on the front of this book.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. It's pretty cool. I bought one myself for the last one. I'm going to buy one for this one too.
Well, yeah, how could you not?
Exactly.
For another $140, you will get the autographed copy of number 3, but the real money is going towards the cartoon drawing of your pet. This is a separate sketch, not bound into the book. I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's a separate. We have our artists, and those are some of the representations of some of the ones they did for the last few issues. He's done for issue 1 and 2, but he's a terrific artist. If you go to my Facebook, John Dexter, or to my Twitter, which is @RealAlphaDogs, you can see some of the full color pictures that he's done, and people have really enjoyed it. They've come back, and someone else is coming back to do his other dog for issue 3. So it's really cool. He does such a great job with it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's on the same size board as a comic book, so it kind of fit all together.
Exactly.
Easy to frame, folks. I should know. I've got several comic books framed. Here, you just get the right size mat, and away you go.
Exactly.
$200, autographed A, B, C, and a Zoom meeting, just like I'm having.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now with
Check in the mail.
Yeah. Yes, it's on its way.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I just threw something in there. They say you put a big reward out there. That's all I could really think of. So, and someone actually has fulfilled it, which is kind of cool. I don't know if he wants to talk to me to pay, but I'll take it.
Are you a dog lover, John?
Oh yeah. The story, well, the main character, really the genesis was my own pit bull. His name's Pig, and actually recently we had to remove his eye. He had an eye tumor, which is terrible. But he's 13 years old, and we lived in a town in Missouri that were going to outlaw pit bulls. He's a pit bull mix, and they were going to outlaw pit bulls. So we were obviously going to get rid of our dog, so we moved. And that was kind of the genesis of the creation of Buck, this dog that is feared by people because of his breed. But he's actually got a great heart. And he, in the story, Buck is going to go on this mission to protect some humans. And so that was kind of the beginning of Alpha Dogs for the creation. And if you look on the, I have my Facebook page, the Kickstarter page, you'll see a picture of him. He's white, much like Buck in the story. So that's where the genesis of the creation of the first beginnings of Alpha Dogs came from.
Okay. Bruce Cameron, A Dog's Purpose. I finally remembered the author's name and the movie that was.
I guess I've never heard of that, but
yeah, he I think he's doing he's written books that defend pit bulls.
Oh, that's cool.
So here are the stretch goals, and we haven't started unlocking stretch goals yet, people. So we need your help.
Yeah, we definitely need
next 9 days.
Definitely need a little help.
You're going to make the.
I really want to do the higher quality pages.
Yeah, that would be great. You want high quality. So tell people to get the book, and it'll look sharp. At the 4,000 level, which isn't that much higher. So
yeah,
you'll get a Kickstarter exclusive sticker yet to be designed. I'm going to assume of the character and the logo.
Yeah, it's going to be after Buck. It's already been kind of planned out.
I like it. It's saying help. And you got a little dog in the carrier. So Let me just guess, when this is unlocked, that door is going to be open and he's going to be coming out.
Yep. The creator of the Kickstarter page did a great job with it. I'm not talented enough to do those graphics.
You'll have at 6,000, there will be bookmarkers to be designed. And at 8,000, Alpha Dogs exclusive print, not the paw prints. It will be print.
I'll hire the same artist to do the print like I did before.
Tokamai is in here talking about the Bruce Cameron stuff. He says, breed specific legislation, total BS. I agree. I mean,
it is sad.
You can't make a law that says this animal is not allowed to exist. It's definitely the owner issue.
Yes.
Now you have some add-ons here too of things that you've done in the past. Dinosaur Detective. How did that finish out for you?
It ended up getting funded, which was great. So he's got one page left to draw, but he does it all by hand. So it takes him a little longer than a lot of other people. So, but he's on his last page, and it was successfully funded. It's going to be 8-issue series and all. So if you missed out on it, now's your chance to pick it up. It's only $10. So, and there's no extra shipping charges.
Okay.
And there's issue 1 and 2.
And here's what the meat and potatoes of what you're actually going to get, folks. Now that you know what you can get, here's where you find out what you're going to get in the book.
That's where we start. That's page 1. So we start off with a bang right off the spot. I hate exposition. I like to get right into the meat and potatoes of the story. So we start off with a bang on page 1.
And it's a door kicking situation. That's not Ina. So.
No. That's a stoner that's living in her apartment, or her house, sorry. after she moved out.
Oh, okay. So he's squatting.
No, he's renting the place.
Oh, okay.
This is the mercenary group, and if you had read issue 2, they are on CCTV basically, and they find her after years of going through video cameras nonstop to get the image of her face, and they finally do it in issue 2, and now they're on the hunt.
Here, of course, we got Buck.
Yeah, here's Buck.
I didn't notice before. I guess I'm totally blind to it or something, but he's got the Superman crest on his chest.
Oh yeah, he's a super dog.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. I wanted something to give him that little Easter egg, I guess you could say.
So that's pretty cool. And they're living on the farm here now. Of course, all the lettering is gone, but they're talking to each other.
He's basically scolding Buck for he's got all these incredible powers. Instead of using them, he's playing a nursemaid to these abandoned kittens.
Well, and you mentioned Incredible Journey. Those what did they call it? Homeward Bound when they did it the last time?
I believe so. Yeah. I was a fan of it. I don't know how many of your viewers will even remember that. It's been a while now.
I just remember, was it Don Amici?
Oh, yeah.
No. Maybe it was. I can't recall now. And Michael J. Fox. And when with Cyrus scolding Buck here, that's exactly what I hear in my head.
That wasn't Sally Field, one of the voices too.
She was the cat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can't believe I remember that. It's been so long.
Takes me back.
Yeah.
Of course, she's going to be found real quickly here because this is the bad guy who works for the same mercenaries, and he's with her.
No, he does not work for the mercenaries.
Oh, different mercenaries. 2
separate entities. So yeah, the dogs are being
the plot thickens.
Yes, the plot definitely thickens. You've got mercenaries after them, and you got this character who is this genius who works at the same bioengineering lab as Ina, and he's developed this serum that can use the dog's blood and into his own formula to create these dogs with incredible powers.
Now, when you say incredible powers, are you talking about they duplicate the dogs, or is he tweaking them to where they're
all going to have their own kind of like X-Men, but with dogs. They all have their own distinct abilities. Buck and Cyrus do share the same ability because they aren't test tube powered dogs. Not to give too much away, but their powers are on their own, where Salem, he is able, when he creates his dogs, they have different powers depending on the breed.
Okay.
So the Presa Canera, that's his dog, can grow to this big hulking dog. There's another dog that can turn invisible. There's another dog that's college educated intelligence. As the story goes along, I don't want to give away too many of the powers because I want
but it's a cool idea that they're going to be these mutant dogs with different powers. So it's not like Buck and Cyrus where they're strong and they heal fast. To where you're just going to have this big slobber knocker. Now you've got a variety of things. You don't know what a dog's going to do when you run into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Until it does its thing.
Yeah.
I just want a Chihuahua that runs really, really fast.
A Chihuahua is in this. Oh, well, you saw but he doesn't run really fast.
Okay.
He's the dog with a higher IQ. He's the smart dog.
Okay, so I gotta know. Because they talk. Does a Chihuahua have a Mexican accent?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. They all just talk American accents. It would be a good idea, but
I had to know if dogs bark in an accent.
They probably would. Maybe. I guess if it ever gets sold, I'll let the producer just determine that.
They'll cast Cheech Marin as the.
There you go. He's the go-to.
He's done it before.
Yeah.
So we see him breaking into a place. She's there with the dogs. They understand her, and there we go. We don't know what's going to happen yet.
There's some reviews that people that have read Alpha Dogs, and there's my pit bull mix.
He's a big boy.
He's not as big as you think. From that picture, he looks pretty huge. He's got a big head, but he's not as tall as you think. But yeah, he's 13 years old, so he's getting up there. Like I said, we had to take out his eye about 3 months ago, so that kind of stunk. But he's adjusting to his new life.
Yeah. Now, you talked about how she's been on the run for years, and that's not too many years, because lifespan of a dog is not that large in terms of in comparison to human years. So
yeah,
she's been on the run for like 10 years. These dogs are getting up there.
Yeah, yep. You'll have to keep reading to find out the full story.
Oh, these dogs may live longer because of their enhancement. So yes, enhanced dogs, I'm all over it. So let me scroll back up to the top here, because we are still at 83 backers. I was expecting that to at least jump by 1 or 2. I'll reload, but this thing actually does auto refresh.
Yeah, it does. But maybe they'll come in later on.
Well, if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching it right now, the link to this Kickstarter is right below the video. It's been there the whole time. You can click on it at any time and get over there and throw some money at this thing.
Yeah,
it's only 9 days left to go.
If you like original stories, then you'd really enjoy this.
It's shipping from the U.S., so unlike I just backed a Kickstarter yesterday on its last day because it was from Canada, and I was like, I want to back it 2 weeks out because prices of currency could go up and down.
Yeah, definitely.
So that one I always set my Kickstarters for the last day.
That's a good idea. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, I forget that I've done it, and then I spend my PayPal money, and then they come and try to take it, and there's nothing there to take, and I've got to shift it over to my bank, and it's it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like really original stories, I mean, it's not a your typical superhero story. It's not your TNA that's popular now. It's its own entity. And if you are a dog lover, and even if you're not, if you like stories like Lost with a lot of backstory, a lot of mystery, then you'd really enjoy Alpha Dogs. I tried to create it in the same type of storytelling as like Game of Thrones or Lost, where you have this A storyline and this B storyline, and there's a lot of mystery to it, and they kind of all culminate into this big climactic struggle.
Do you have a specific ending in mind for Alpha Dog?
Oh yeah. If all goes well, knock on wood, it's going to be about 45 to 50 issues, and it's all
okay. Well, that's not a 6-issue miniseries then.
No, it's not. But the first volume is going to be, I think, 8 or 9 issues. I'm at issue 6. I know how it ends, but I'm not sure if I can get it all in one issue. I'm going to have to break up into a 2-part for issue 6. I haven't quite decided yet, but
okay.
For the most part, everything's mapped out.
So if y'all are thinking, well, he's on 3, I'm just going to wait till 4 and pick up the trade. Trade's a ways out. Yeah, it's going to be a big trade when you finally do it.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the art is really terrific. It's the same team that did issue 1. As you can see, I didn't spare any expense when I made it. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. And so I got the best artist I could for what I was able to with my budget to put it together. So. As you can see, the artwork is great. Even these pages you're seeing, as good as they are, those are the low resolution. Once they get into high resolution, when it gets printed, it'll look even better.
When this starts to take off, and I think it will, when it starts to get legs, you know what you need to add, because everybody started adding these things now. Plushies.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I would have liked to. I looked into it, but it was just I didn't have enough of a following to do it. But
you got to have the numbers to justify the expense. I know a guy who can do this for you.
Yeah, I wanted to do it like a bobblehead, but the bobblehead for the dogs are really expensive because they retired them. So you'd have to go back and do a custom, and it would be the dogs are like $50-$60 for the bobblehead. So it's
no. Somebody's got to be doing them currently and cheaper than that. I mean, really, all you got to do is just find a supply of white pit bull bobbleheads and then repaint them.
I know you think it'd be pretty easy, but actually I've tried it and I have not been able to get my hands on that yet. So I did I paid for a 3D model to get made up of Buck, like an action figure toy mold, and it didn't go over very well. So they're sitting in my house. It didn't.
Oh, you had it on a campaign?
So yeah, that's what I was going to do, and then only like 4 of them turned out, and the tails were super thin, and they didn't stand very well. So I kind of flushed a few $100 down the toilet because I didn't want to release them.
I know. Yeah, you had a 3D printer, but you didn't have a design engineer.
You got a good one.
I know the guy you need to speak with. Stay on after the show. We'll get you hooked up with someone who can probably tweak that thing and make it work.
Yeah,
He's done tons of 3D prints that I've seen, and he shows me how they all interlock together. The guy's an engineer. He's done work for toy companies as well as animation studios. So we'll get you hooked up on that.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to make a little bit more money on my Kickstarter before I can venture into that. He's
also very cheap.
Is it? Well,
he helps independent creators get their stuff going. So he does things at sort of a cost.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm not going to price him without his permission.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get in touch with him.
Yeah. That's cool.
Meanwhile, John, thank you for bringing out the dogs on the program tonight.
I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for having me on the kind of a last minute to. I appreciate you being available at the last minute. We had somebody scheduled and then they backed out weeks ago. Things weren't going to work out, and I just didn't erase my calendar until I looked at it and I said, "Oh, yeah, he's not coming." Oh shit.
So I rescheduled that. We will be on tomorrow night, not me, but Damascus Minsmeyer, our horror reviewer, is going to be on with Michael Gallagher and a few other guests who are all horror authors. So I won't be taking the night off. I'll be sitting right here running things behind the scenes and putting up banners and stuff. But if you are into reading some good horror and some horror sci-fi, that sort of thing, be sure to pop in. And then I'm not even going to tell you what's coming up the rest of this week because I'm not sure myself. I looked at names. I'm like, what are they doing? I didn't write their projects down. I just wrote their names down.
Oh, okay.
I figured things out during lunch of the day of a show. That's when I make the card and I set the studio up and I send the link out and we're like, okay, we're all done. As we reach the top of the hour, I encourage everyone to pop over to the mic stand over at Mike Williams' channel, where you'll get the niche news of the day and everything comics, professional wrestling, and anime. They go together. I don't know why, but they just do.
I was a big WWE fan back in the day myself.
Yeah, I mean, back when it was like, Hulk Hogan does the heel turn for the NWO. That was a, spine tingler, goosebump moment. And,
yeah. You didn't know if it was. I didn't know if it was real or not. It was.
Well, none of it was real.
Well, at the time, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they doing here?" When Nash and Hall showed up, I remember thinking, "What this is." It was really exciting. It was something they'd never done before. But anyway,
it was hilarious to me that Nash and Hall showed up, but over on the other still existent wrestling, they tried to keep Diesel and Razor Ramon alive as brands with different wrestlers taking the names.
Do you know who played Diesel?
I don't know who played.
It was Kane.
Really?
Yeah, before he was Kane, he was Diesel.
I was there when they used to be on at the same time on different competing networks. And I was there when you could flip the channels back and forth. And it was Vince McMahon making the announcement each time. I was like, oh, this is going to go downhill because there's no more competition.
Yeah, I know.
And it took a few years, but I think I was right.
I know. It's about unwatchable now.
But they're still making money.
They're making more money than they ever have because of the network. They got like NBC, I think, or ABC. I think it's NBC now. So, they're actually making more money than they ever have just off the TV rights.
Yeah, I think they had a deal with Peacock.
So,
all right, folks in the chat, thank you so much for popping in tonight. We don't have a show without you. Just podcast falling in the woods, I like to say. And as always, while you were here, just hope you had a blast. Good night.